Okay, so for today's lesson, we're going to be doing the Chapter 15 review for the test that you're taking tomorrow. So you'll find those 4 pages in your math book, your math workbook. It's page 131, 132, 133, and 134. But before we begin those pages, we're going to do a little review of some things that we normally do in class as part of calendar time. So what I want you to do is take a peek here at the big calendar. This is kind of like the calendars that we go through when we practice our months of the year. So we're going to start with January. We're going to go all the way to December. So are you ready to say them with me? January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So if we go back and we look at our months of the year, we want to say, well, how many months are there in a year? Does anybody remember? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 12 months in a year. So when we look at the month of January, January is what we call the first month. So if we go in order, January is the first month, February is the second month, March is the third, April is the fourth, May is the fifth, June is the sixth, July is the seventh, August is the eighth, September is the ninth, October is the 10th, November is the 11th, and December is the 12th. So we have 12 months in the year. So let's go back and say them one more time. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So we remember that the year has 12 months. But we also want to talk about how many days we have in a week and what those days are, just like we practice at calendar time. So if you look, this is a calendar of May, way back in 2015. But let's look at it. We're going to look at the days of the week. Now, in the English calendar, we always start on Sunday, right? We know that in Spanish, they start on Monday. But in the English calendar, we start on Sunday. So let's say our days of the week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So how many days are in a week? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 days in a week. Can you say them with me one more time? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. All right, so now we're going to get started on the first page of our review. So when you get your paper out, the first thing, of course, that you're going to do is put your name on it, just like we always do. The first page is all about vocabulary. We have vocabulary that has to do with calendars, and we have vocabulary that has to do with time that you tell like on a clock. So we're going to go through, this is our word bank that we're going to be using to fill in the blanks in these sentences so that they're true and make sense. So week, days, months, year, calendar. Week, days, months, year, calendar. There are 7 in one . So we have 7, do you remember? That's right, days. We have 7 days in one week. It's got that double E pattern. There are 7 days in 1 week. There are 12 in one . Do you remember? That's right. There are 12 months in 1 year. That's one of those words we've been spelling this week. If we did it all right, calendar should make sense in that last sentence. The calendar orders time into days, weeks, and months. Yep, it's true. That calendar is a very special tool for ordering days, weeks, and months. Great, let's jump down to the next word box. Half past, minute, hands, hour, o'clock. You can tell time by looking at the two on the clock. So let's look at a clock. What are those two things you see on the clock? You see them? 2 half past, 2 minute, 2 hands, 2 hour, 2 o'clock. That's right, the 2 hands. Do you remember what they're called? Let's look. We have the hour hand and we have the minute hand. The hour hand is the short one, the minute hand is the long one. When the minute hand is at 6, it is the hour. So let me show you on the clock. When the minute hand is pointing to the 6, it is the hour. What do we call that? It is half past the hour. It is minute the hour. It is hour the hour. It is o'clock the hour. That's right, it's half past. If you don't have enough room, you can just write it below. They give you a little bit of space there. That's how I did it. At 2 o'clock, the hand is at the 12. I'm going to model it on the clock for you. At 2 o'clock, the hand is at the 12. Which hand is pointing to the 12? That's right, it's the red one, and we call that the... Right, it's the minute hand. The short hand on the clock is the hand. So what is that hand called? If that's the minute hand, what is this one? That's right, it's the hour hand. When the minute hand is at 1 and the hour hand is at 12, it is 1. So when the minute hand or the hour hand is at 1 and the minute hand is at 12, we say it is 1. How would you read that? That's right, o'clock. It is 1 o'clock. Don't forget that apostrophe between the O and the C, o'clock. So let's go back and review what we've written. There are 7 days in 1 week. There are 12 months in 1 year. The calendar orders times into days, weeks, and months. You can tell time by looking at the 2 hands on the clock. When the minute hand is at the 6, it is half past the hour. At 2 o'clock, the minute hand is at the 12. The short hand on the clock is the hour hand. When the minute hand is at 1 and the hour hand is at 12, it is 1 o'clock. All right, so we're going to move on to page 132. In this activity, we're going to be matching these words with these sentences over here. So first, let's read through the words. October, February, Sunday, Friday, and fall. So let's start with October. October is the season that comes before winter. Is October a season? No, it's a month, isn't it? October comes before Saturday. Well, that's kind of silly. October's not a day. October is the 10th month of the year. Well, we know it's a month. Let's see. Is it really the 10th month? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It is. It's the 10th month of the year. So we're going to match that up. February. Is it a season? No. Is it a day? No. Is it the first day of the week? No. Is it the only month with 28 or 29 days? Let's look at that. Do you see February? There it is. Usually it has 28 days, but with a leap year it has 29. So that would be the one. February is the only month with 28 or 29 days. All the rest of the months, let's look at them again. All the rest of the months either have 31 or 30 days. February's kind of special that way. Sunday is the season that comes before winter. Is Sunday a season? No. Comes before Saturday. Does Sunday come before Saturday? Here's Sunday. Does it come before Saturday? Well, it does at the beginning of the week, but does it come right before Saturday? No. Is the first day of the week? There it is. It is the first day of the week. So Friday is the season that comes before winter? Is Friday a season? Nope. Friday is a day. Does it come before Saturday? Right before Saturday? Yes, it does. And the last one says fall. Fall is the season that comes before winter. Is that true? Let's say our seasons to remind ourselves. Winter, spring, summer, fall. So then it would go back to winter. So does it come before? Winter, spring, summer, fall. There we go. Okay, now let's look at our clocks. We're going to write the time in words. Now I want to remind you, when the minute hand is pointing to the 12, that means 0 minutes, right? So we call that o'clock. So here it is. We always look at the hour hand first. What is the hour hand pointing to? 11, and then it's pointing to the 12. So we say 11 o'clock. Don't forget that apostrophe between the O and the C. 11 o'clock. Let's look at the next one. We always look at the hour hand first. I'm going to kind of draw a little line over so I can see. It's past the 3, but it hasn't gotten to the 4 yet. So and then we're looking at the minute hand. The minute hand is pointing to the 6, so that means it's half past because the minutes have gone half away around the clock. So we say half past 3. Let's look at the next one. So on the next clock, we're going to look at the hour hand first. It's pointing to the 5, and the minute hand is pointing to the 12, so that means, that's right, it means o'clock. So 5 o'clock. Let's look at the next clock. The hour hand is pointing, I'm following it across. It's past the 8, but it hasn't reached the 9. So we would say, let's look at the minute hand. The minute hand is halfway around. It's pointing to the 6. So we say half past 8. Okay? Now we're going to move on to the next page, page 133, and we're going to be reading clocks again, only this time we're going to be writing it in the digital format. So when we look at that first clock, we look at the hour hand, it's pointing to the 9, and then the minute hand is pointing to the 12. We know all the numbers that go on this side have to do with the hour, and the numbers that go on this side of those two little dots have to do with the minutes. So the hour is 9, and if it's pointing to the 12, that means 0 minutes, but we always have to write it as 2 zeros because in an hour we have 60 minutes, which is a double-digit number, so we need space for 2 digits. So 9 o'clock. Let's look at the next one. Oh, the hour hand. Ooh, it's pointing, it's gone past the 7, but hasn't hit the 8 yet. So we say 7, and then when it's half past, we have to count the minutes. Help me count. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So we say 7:30. Let's look at this one. The hour hand, that's the short hand, is pointing to the 3. The minute hand is pointing to the 12, so that means o'clock or 0 minutes. So 3 o'clock. This one, it gets a little tricky because as you move around the clock, we got to make sure, oh, it's gone past the 5, hasn't reached the 6 yet. So we say 5, count the minutes with me. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So we say 5:30. Now on the next one, we're going to fill in the blanks. So first off, I'm going to show you. School starts at, normally when we're going to school every day at the school building, school starts at this time. So let's look at the hour hand. Oh, it's past the 8. Count your minutes. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So we would write that as school starts at 8:30, or you could say at 8:30. School is over. You guys remember what time school gets out? On most days, school gets out at this time. What time is that? The hour hand's pointing to the 3. The minute hand's pointing to the 12. How do we say that? 3 o'clock. Remember, on this one, we're just writing it in the digital format, so we get used to that. But we would also say 3 o'clock. Okay, number 24, it's kind of be up to you, but it says name your favorite season. Do you remember the seasons? Let's go through them. There's 4 of them. Winter, spring, summer, fall. Which one is your favorite? Fall is my favorite. Fall is my favorite because the leaves change. I just love the beautiful leaves that change in fall. Which season is your favorite? And why? You're going to put that there. Number 25 says, name your favorite time of day in hour or half hour. Explain your answer. You have to think about what's your favorite time of day? My favorite time of day is half past 5 because I like waking up early. What's your favorite time of day? So now we're going to do a little bit of problem solving. It says today is May 12th, 2015. So we're going to use a calendar for this. Were you wondering why I had May of 2015? Well, this is why. So today is May 12th. So here's the month of May. May 12th of 2015. What will the date be in 1 week? So if you remember, a week is how many days? That's right, it's 7 days. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this will be the date. Do you remember how to write the date? That's right. You start with the month. So it will be May, and all the months are special names, so they have to begin with a capital. May 19th. And what year was that? That's right, it was 2015. So do you remember how you do that? May 19th, and then you do your little comma, 2015. Okay, and the last problem says Leon's birthday is on March 15th. Angelina's is 1 week after Leon's. When is Angelina's birthday? So let's use our calendar for that. Leon's birthday is on March 15th. So here's March 15th. And Angelina's birthday is 1 week after Leon's birthday. So when would Angelina's be? Now remember, a week has how many days? That's right, 7. So if we start here, we're going to count on 7 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Angelina's birthday is on March 22nd. March 22nd. Now, it's a birthday happens every year, so I didn't write the year. I just wrote March 22nd. Good luck on your test tomorrow.